rolling.
So everyone is pretty used to seeing this sort of background for me with the hotel and the lovely row of pillows, right? From town to town, a different arrangement of pillows, different sizes and softness. But look at you with a room behind you. Adam and I are actually
Hey,
right now. Yeah, look at it. Look at his row of pillows.
hey.
And the Blue Jays hat, so ever gently placed on
course.
the bed. Well done.
Yeah.
So Adam and I actually just spent 6 hours in a car together driving up to Fort McMurray. We're playing the casino here in Fort Mac tonight, but figured we better get our Scott and Adam suck at betting episode in here while the getting's good. Of course, we are partnered with Betstamp, and this is our new Wednesday show. And basically what we're doing is not giving betting advice. That's one thing we've been very clear about. Hopefully the name of the show tips you off. However,
Can we call it entertainment advice? Is that a loophole, or is that still
entertainment
illegal?
advice? How to have a good time while betting.
There you go.
Is that valuable?
I think
Does everyone
so.
find that valuable?
I think so. All right.
The one thing I do love about Betstamp is the line shopping, right? It's like Trivago for betting sites. You kind of get to see what the best deal is, who's paying out the most money. We do not recommend you gamble, especially if you can't afford it. But if you're trying to have a little fun, it's a good time to do it, and you might as well make as much money on the bets you're placing as you can, and Betstamp allows you to do that. Of course, our Toronto Blue Jays kicking the crap out of the Boston Red Sox almost every time they see them, at least since the friggin' beginning of the season. Yeah, it's been a good little run.
We have a comment here that I want to just start with, okay?
Okay.
I know you have a couple stories to tell, but I want to get right to this one. So this one comes in from Darren, who says, I thought this was dumb of you guys at first, but these episodes are actually pretty entertaining. Also, so thank you, Darren. Also, he goes on to say, the Yankees looked bad and the Jays were hot. So I made my first bet of the year on the Jays to sweep in Game 4 of that series, and I lost $10. I jinxed them, so you can blame me for that one. So
100% how betting goes, right?
Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, the Yankees look lifeless. The Jays are rolling. Yeah, let's go throw 10 on the Jays, and then of course, that's the one.
And that's the one. Well, it's funny because I was just on the Down by 2 podcast with Josh Elijah. He, of course, was on Long Toss just a couple weeks ago. Good buddy of mine, funny comic, really good podcast. Now, of course, Down by 2, as you can tell by the name of the podcast, is more basketball focused, but they also do a betting segment. They're also partnered with Betstamp. So being a buddy of mine, he asked me to come on the show, and I had to give 2 picks, baseball picks, right?
Oh, God.
So I picked the Jays to take the Yankees in that first game.
Okay. Got it.
1 for 1. Yeah. Looking good. The other one was the Houston Astros and the Atlanta Braves in Atlanta. And Lance McCullers Jr. was making his second start of the year. Of course, that first start, he came back off the IL after not pitching since last October, 100% rested, and went 6 innings and 2 hits. And it's the dog days of summer, right? And all of the betting sites had given Atlanta the odds. So I was like, you know what? Why don't we choose Houston in this one? Lance McCullers with his well-rested arm, the only pitcher in the majors right now with a well-rested arm, or one of the very few. Let's put it all in on that. And of course, Atlanta comes up big in Atlanta and takes that. So I went 1 for 1. So despite your best efforts to try and outthink the odds, sometimes it's just not the way it goes.
Sometimes it's just that easy. Well, I don't know if I can legally say this or not. I mean, we did talk about Little League World Series last week.
Yeah.
I didn't make any official bets. But I did make a bet on Team Canada to win the Little League World Series. I was talking up my brother big time. And he's like, Canada is not a a threat to win this tournament? And I said, sure they are. These kids are rolling. We beaten, I think, Australia 6-0 and Japan, one of the better teams in the tournament, 7-0. So he gave me 10-1 odds. I put $10 on Team Canada. They lost their next 2 games. So,
yes, they did.
So
And
Darren
that
jinxed the
South
Jays. I
Pacific-
jinxed Team Canada. So
that South Pacific team, buddy, watching Team Canada play them, those kids were 12 and 6'3".
Oh,
I'm
I know.
what? They
big time.
towered over Team Canada. Yeah.
Well, one thing I did like watching about Team Canada, though, their bunt game. Those kids were bunting and moving the ball around, man. Small ball. It was good to see. Okay, I do have another comment here.
Nice.
This one comes in from Craig, who says, Betstamp is actually a pretty helpful app, guys. So thanks for pointing me towards them. With line surfing, or whatever it's called, line shopping. Line shopping.
I like that, though, line surfing.
Yeah, I like it too. Sounds catchy.
Surf's up, dude.
So Betstamp is a pretty helpful app, blah, blah, blah. Line surfing or whatever it's called. But why don't they show the line surfing for live in-game bets? Come on, guys. Good question.
That's actually a great question.
My best guess.
Before.
Look, my best guess, we love the live betting.
Yeah, I love the
Nothing
live
excites us better than the Pirates being up 4-0 and
live betting.
Oh yeah, losing on live bets. That's the best way to watch baseball. I would go as far as to venture a guess and say it is just that it is a new app and that they are working on improvements and this sort of stuff all the time. But we'll go ahead and forward your feedback onto Betstamp because I do think that's a good idea. I would love to see line shopping be a factor for live in-game bets. So I agree with you.
Well, it's funny. If you don't know, you don't know. Honestly, until Betstamp approached us about doing this partnership with them, I didn't even think about having multiple betting sites linked to anything.
Me either.
I've got several linked to the Betstamp app now, which is fantastic, right? The more you have, the more that they give you the options on which one is going to give you the best odds and you can make the most money on. But when I was doing live betting before that, I was just using one app and I didn't give a shit what I didn't even know.
What I get, right?
They're all the same.
Yeah. No,
but they're
not the case.
Right, there we go.
So thank you for that comment. We'll get that forwarded along. Speaking of line shopping, I did want to just point this out. So we just got settled in this hotel 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. What's the first thing we do when we get here? I'm sure you did the same thing. Throw on the Blue Jays pregame and, let's get settled in here. So I threw on the Blue Jays pregame, and the first thing that pops up for me is the Sportsnet ad showing the Sportsnet line through Bet365. So,
which, by the way, Adam, really lucky to catch that ad. They almost never air it. To catch that ad.
Almost never. Yeah, that's what I always think. Every time I see a betting ad in a sports game, I'm thinking, man, am I ever lucky to be here right now? So I'm sure you can relate. Anybody watching this can relate. But I did just want to point out here, through Bet365, they have the Blue Jays at favorites minus 155. Okay? But if you're line shopping through Betstamp, you would see that looks like Cool Bet actually has better odds at minus 147. So what's that mean? It means you're going to make a little bit more money if you bet through Cool Bet in this particular instance. Same goes for the Red Sox. If you do think the Red Sox are, maybe you're worried about Jose Barrios in this matchup on the road. It's a very fair reason to be worried. Boston Red Sox plus 135 with Bet365. But through Sports Interaction, I got them at plus 142. So basically, that's like an extra $7 on my return there. So.
See, and that's the thing, right, is it seems so minimal. But again, if you're going to bet, and that's not what we're advocating, but if you're going to do it and have some fun with it, you might as well make as much as you can. Yeah. It's literally takes zero time. Once you're signed up.
This is true.
Which, by the way, if you are going to sign up to Betstamp, you'd be doing both Adam and I a personal favor if when you do it, you use the passcode WALKOFF. All one word, just like the podcast. And of course, we would truly appreciate it. Again, we're not making any commission on this. So, like, all the money you lose or win, we have nothing to do with it. However, it does help us when it comes to renewing the deal we have with them down the road.
Of course, of course. Anything else you want to add to this?
I think that's everything I got. Plus, the game's about to start.
Game's about to start. I just looked over my shoulder for the same thing. I'm like, am I about to miss the first pitch? All right. Thanks for watching, Scott. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for chatting, Scott. Yeah. And we'll catch you on the next one, hey?
Absolutely. Appreciate the whole walk-off community. Thank you to all of you who actually did hit the view button here, hit a like, subscribe.
Get your comments in. We appreciate the comments and your feedback. So
we really do appreciate the comments. Cool. Go Jays. All the best, gang.
Cheers.